Greetings, royal queens and kings. It's your host, Queen Tulsa, and we are back. Yes, we are. We are back. Oh my goodness, that was so delicious. All right. All right, we are back and we are about to get into some content. Definitely want to welcome each and every one of you. Yes, we want to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight. We are going to get into some hot topics. We are going to really browse around a little bit, for old time's sake. All right, let's go ahead and let's get into it. And welcome, Royals. Vinny Vin says, looking gorgeous. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year to you. Yes. So listen here, our first story on the docket tonight is going to be T.I. and Tiny Harris child. Yes, T.I. and Tiny has made it to the docket on this new year. Give me 1 second. Mm, Give me 1 second. Please bang that like button. Bang the like, bang the like. Let's get into it. So shout out to our friends over at the Shade Room. Um, Judge wants to reduce T.I. and Tiny Harris award of 71.4 million in damages to 17.8 million for their LOL surprise dolls and lawsuit. Woo! A jury ordered toy maker MGA to pay T.I. and Tiny 71.4 million for LOL surprise dolls that infringe the trade of the OMG girls last year, but now a judge wants to lower the amount they receive in damages. According to Megan Kuniv, a judge wants to axe the $53.6 million in punitive damages, cutting the verdict to $17.8 million. The judge says there isn't enough evidence of bad faith. And I do believe that we did cover this story on yesterday. However, we're going to cover it again. All right, let's get into the comments. Someone says they try to be so careful about how much money they award Black people, but when it comes to making a profit off of Black people, the sky is the limit. Someone else says, shaking my F head, give them their funds. Someone else says, Judge may as well sit this one out and let this king, queen, and their family get what they rightfully deserve. What do y'all think about that? Do y'all think that the Harrises, they deserve the whole 71.4 million? You know, I mean, that is a lot of money. Pay them people. Someone else says, oh, Tiny then jumped up in the chat. She says, thanks, y'all. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Major girl then went up in the chat. She says, uh-huh. Yeah, they need to pay us. Someone says, take his ass to court for the remaining balance. Ooh, how you gonna reduce what's been granted? Hating ass. Okay. Now listen to this. Someone says, I would sue the judge for minding my business and being a hater. Now, what are y'all thoughts about that? We've got some more topics coming up. I know you guys are waiting to hear about the Cardi B, the Tasha K, and the um oh my goodness, who else did we have on the docket, baby? We had a few people on the docket tonight, right? We had Joy Taylor on there. We've got Jay-Z and Beyonce. Oh my goodness. Are y'all ready for this to be over? 2025, it just seems like this is a year of lawsuits. I mean, we've got Diddy in court. We got his trial this year. We've got ASAP Rocky, who's Rihanna's boyfriend. He's in court this year. We've got Jay-Z in court this year. I mean, we've got all the celebrities in court this what year? Our next story is going to be who's next up on the docket? Let's see. What do we have up on here? Okay, so speaking of Diddy, we've got the Bad Boy former members The former members, they are sounding off. We have Choppa. He was on Making the Band. I don't know if you guys remember, but he was on Making the Band. Now, shout out to our friends over at the Jasmine brand. Choppa, a former member of Diddy's hit making group, the band, is speaking out about the legal dangers men with wealth and influence may face when flying women out for intimate encounters. He recently warned that such actions could be viewed as potential S trafficking under current laws. He was previously arrested for S trafficking in 2022 after messaging an undercover detective for prostitution purposes. Choppa also addressed the ongoing struggles of Diddy, claiming that the mogul is now paying the price for bribing the hand that fed him. This cryptic remark suggests that Diddy's past actions and associations might be coming back to haunt him as legal and personal issues continue to surface. Is Choppa speaking facts? Let's get into it.
Well, let's get this clear. Young men out here like me, getting money, doing their thing, loving themselves, promoting their brand, living that rapper lifestyle, whatever lifestyle you're living that's accumulating to some funds to make you feel like you having it your way. Check this out. If you fly a female from one state to you for the for the um for the predecession of having sex with her and things don't go right, you'll get charged for sex trafficking. So I want to let you know that you did. I didn't know that. You heard me. I didn't know if I fly a female to me for the reason of having sex with her, that's considered sex trafficking. I did not know that. So I'm letting you guys know right now. You heard me? That's sex trafficking. Cool. Now that's out the way. So it's not human trafficking, because when people think about sex trafficking, they think like you're kidnapping kids and people, and no, that's not what it means. It just means that if you fly somebody from across state lines to have sex with them, it's sex trafficking. So when people josing, be josing and laughing about him having 1,000 Earl bottles and baby Earl bottles and all that, so what? That's his personal space. I'm not taking up for the man because he didn't do 100% right by me. I'm just saying right is right and wrong is wrong. And it's funny how us black society, human beings, we hate that the white man do this and do that and has done this and that to us. But yet and still, when another black man is in a situation, they are shooting him down more than the white people are. And I think that that's so wrong. That's just my opinion. So did he do what he did to Cassie? Yes. But did he do a million other things that people are accusing him of? I think it's a money pit. And I think it's bigger than what it seems. I think it's more like the big dogs is smashing his twin towers. I don't really quite think it has nothing to do with what they making it. I think it's the big dogs that said, all right, enough is enough. Get him out of here. And I think that's what's going on. So Diddy's fighting a bigger juggernaut than himself. I think he bit the hand that fed him. Because at the end of the day,
All right, y'all. So listen here. Let's get up into it. Chopper says that Diddy didn't ran himself into a situation to where they are reminding him that he is still black. It does not matter if he has a black card. It does not matter how much he's got in a bank account. Sweetheart, it is over and it is time for you to go. Okay. Thank you for all the artists that you allegedly brought through this game. And thank you for the ones that are not here for us, because there is a residual of income that still comes in for those people. For instance, Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G. Let's get into it. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Do y'all feel like Choppa is speaking facts, or is Choppa doing a little bit too much? I kind of feel like, is there something that Choppa saw? Is there something that Choppa knows that we don't know about? And now he's, maybe in the space of trying to come out and open up. I don't really know his history, but I do know that he was on there. I do remember watching them go and get the cheesecake, which they said that was allegedly for Beyonce. Um, but when we talk about the making the band and those that did survive, and where are they now? You have Laverne Cox out here. She's very successful. I'm just saying. But Laverne said that she never went to one of those parties. Now, she did admit that. All right, now let's get into our next topic right here, or let's get into these comments. Someone says that was a good interview. Somebody said, boy, what? Who asked him and why? Honestly, does anyone know what Diddy actually did? Someone says Earl Oil. So I guess he was pronouncing oil, but he said Earl. Earl bottles. No accents is the best. Earl bottles. Somebody stuck on the Earl bottles. Chopper grew up. Someone says he spoke some facts and made some good points. We all know that Diddy went against the higher up. Nobody is bigger than the program. However, when the trial starts, we'll finally get to see what exactly Diddy's supposed to have done because in court they have to show all findings and proof to those charges. Now let's see here. Since we're on that, you have T.I. and Tiny that are going up against the big people as well. Do y'all feel like T.I. and Tiny are gonna be going through some legal troubles or anything like that in the future? Um, and do y'all feel like when it comes to this trial, these individuals that are speaking out, they will be called in for question? I mean, because we have to think about this. Everybody's talking, but I'll be sure. And the reason why I feel like I'll be sure is not talking is because I'll be sure is going to be called in for question. You know, those are my thoughts. Let's get into the comments right quick. I'll read back through. We do have Royal Family up in the building. 111 has entered the building. Really Pies in the building. We got Dee Dee Gabor in the building. And then we have Vinny Van in the building. Thank you all so much. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. All right, let's go ahead and get into our next topic. Give us one moment as we pull up this next topic because you know what? The topics are out here, and I'm so excited for Miss Wendy Williams. She is doing amazing. However, Trey Songz isn't. Trey Songz is back in the news, and not because he has a new album. Mhm. Not because he has a new album. It's because he is trying to avoid his reputation being screwed up, allegedly. Let me bring this article up so you all can get up into it. Now I'm gonna read it for you. Okay? Let's rock and roll. Shout out to our friends over at the Jasmine brand. Trey Songz is fighting to have an 11 million default judgment thrown out, claiming it will have devastating consequences on his life. In a motion to contest the ruling obtained by In Touch, Trey's lawyers reportedly wrote, good cause exists to set aside the default judgment because Tyrell did not properly serve the summons and complaint on Trey in accordance with Nevada or California law. Trey did not know about this lawsuit until a few days ago, on November 27, 2024, at which point he promptly engaged counsel and filed this motion. They continued. Trey did not know about this lawsuit until November 7th, 2024, when he received Instagram messages from fans expressing support after news broke about Dunn's default judgment. The enforcement of this default judgment will be devastating to Trey and could ruin his life. The lawsuit filed by Tyrell Dunn, a Maryland Capitol police officer, alleges that Trey and his security guards attacked Dunn when he tried to rescue his wife from Trey's hotel room in Las Vegas in 2021. Dunn claims his wife was assaulted and her had her phone taken away while in Trey's room, And when Dunn attempted to intervene, he was allegedly injured, including suffering a fractured eye socket. Although Trey hasn't publicly commented on the matter, his legal team is asking the court to set aside the ruling, asserting that Trey deserves the opportunity to defend himself in court. Do you think Trey deserves another chance to fight the default judgment in court? Share your thoughts in the comments. You know what? In my opinion, Trey Songz reminds me of Diddy. He does. Trey Songz reminds me of Diddy. When I think about how aggressive this man is getting, the only thing that plays in my mind is that videotape that the world saw. The world saw that video of him running down that hallway. He got to that hotel's elevator, and he did what he had to what he felt like he had to do. When it comes to Trey Songz, Trey Songz, Trey Songz, Trey Songz. From your past and from the lawsuits that have been brought up against you, it's starting to feel like, well, where there's smoke, there is definitely fire. And the people that have come forward, they kind of have like similar stories. And so, like I said, where there is smoke, there is definitely fire. Let's get into these comments. You know, we love a good old comment section. Someone says, took Mr. Steal Your Girl to another level. Trey always into something. How will you learn your lesson, Trey, if it gets overturned? I'm curious as to why was your wife in a room with another man? That's besides the point. I think that we need to keep our focus on what's going on, what's at hand. What's at hand? Honey, the cops were called. The cops were called. Sweetheart, the cops were called. There was an emergency. Okay, there was an emergency, sweetheart. There was an emergency. Okay, there was an emergency. The police were called. Trey Songz, this man was there for his wife. Okay, the police were on the scene, reporting live on the scene. Yes. Yes. Reporting live on the scene. Trey Songz is fighting to have a $11 million default judgment thrown out, claiming it will have devastating consequences on his life. But ladies and gentlemen, he wants it overturned. Do you feel like he will learn his lesson like the individual said in the chat? You know, will he have learned his lesson? Will he have learned to keep his paws to himself? The man is suing because his eye socket. Now, this got very aggressive and this turned violent very quickly, allegedly, per the complaint. All right, let's get up into the next topic. All right, so next on the topic, we have Jay-Z seeks dismissal of teen rape accuser's case. Punishment for lawyer. Rapper points to accuser interview where she admitted to making some mistakes. He is also seeking sanctions against the woman's lawyer, Tony Buzbee. Jay-Z has filed a new motion to dismiss the lawsuit of a woman who alleged that Sean Diddy Combs and the Rock Nation mogul S8 her as a 13-year-old during a VMAs after party in 2000. The rapper, real name Sean Carter, filed his latest bid to have a judge toss the case on Wednesday, highlighting what they claim are impossibilities and inconsistencies in the woman's account. Carter's attorneys relied heavily on an interview the Jane Doe accuser gave NBC News last December, where she admitted to making some mistakes in aspects of her story. Carter's lawyers are also seeking to have U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres impose a monetary sanction on the woman's lawyer, Tony Buzbee, claiming that he failed to properly vet the woman's story before filing the highly explosive case. Now, get into this. I feel like there's just no coming back. There's no coming back when you talk about allegations like that, allegedly. Like once those allegations are out there, they are out there. Once it's in black and white, oh my goodness. Okay, listen here, you all. We just got a super chat. We got a super chat. Shout out to Wani11 says Queen Tulsa pink is your color, and that's not allegedly. Oh, thank you so much. Let me give you a thank you, and we will be right back. Thank you for contributing to the show. Thank you all so much for supporting Queen Tulsa, the show, whether it's a like, a share, a subscribe, a Cash App, a PayPal, or a Zelle. Thank you for coming by and watching the show. And this is your commercial for being acknowledged for just being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, who would be watching? Thank you for tuning in. Yes, thank you so much. Let me go ahead and read these comments. All right, we have Ariel Summers in the building. Hello, Miss Ariel Summers. How are you? Good to see you. Yes, trigger warning to all. Okay. All right, everybody's saying hello. All right, so now it's time to get into our big story of this evening. But before we get into that story, I wanted to get into another story. Hold on. Um, I wanted to get into this story right here. So before we get into our next story, I want to share this story with you. And this is a big name. Sunny from The View. She's like a host, one of the hosts. The View's star Sunny Hostin's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, named in insurance fraud, and U.S. Weekly reported on it, child. Now let's get into it. We're not going to read the whole article because you guys can go over there and take a look for yourself. But let's get into it. Hi. How are you? Thank you. Um, we have Sunny Hostin's husband, Emmanuel Manny Hostin, has been named in an insurance fraud lawsuit filed in New York City. Okay. Listen, according to legal documents obtained by the Daily Mail and viewed by US Weekly on Tuesday, January the 7th, Emmanuel, who married The View co-host in 1998, is one of almost 200 defendants included in a lawsuit filed with the New York Eastern District Court on December the 17th, 2024. So last year before the new year. Merry Christmas. Listed as Emmanuel Hostin, MD, the orthopedic surgeon based at New York's Mount Sinai, Morningside, and Mount Sinai West hospitals per U.S. Health, is accused of federal insurance fraud and getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber and Lyft drivers, as reported by the Daily Mail. Get into this. The lawsuit reads Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including um, ortho Arthur arthroscopic surgeries. The documents also allege that the insurance firm American Transit was then being was then billed in exchange for kickbacks and or other compensation which were disguised as dividends or other cash distributions. Child, what? Well, at least it what you know what? Maybe I should hold my comment. Emmanuel addressed the allegations via his attorney, Daniel J. Thardis. He says, uh, uh, telling the outlet that his client denies each of the allegations. Thardis added that the lawsuit is a blanket screenshot, meritless lawsuit a near by a near bankrupt insurance carrier. Oh, wait a minute. So he's saying that the insurance company is going out of business, and so they need to file child. The attorney is really going in. Listen here. Let's go ahead and all right. So let's go ahead and get into this right here. They are doing a lot, aren't they? Definitely doing a lot. All right, now our big story of the day that you all have been waiting for. Let's see. So the big story of the day that you all have been waiting for is going to be, of course, the Tasha K and Cardi B's a lawsuit. Some people feel like, oh my God, not again. Some people feel like, Cardi B isn't going to get her money. Some people feel like Tasha just paid the lady her money. Well, listen here. According to this news outlet, let's get into it. Let me pull that up a little bit. Okay, according to TMZ, it says Cardi B's trying to ruin my career. What's the title? Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Tasha K is back in the news. Well, let's get into it. Tasha K is firing back at Cardi B claims uh, she's hiding money in her bankruptcy case. She says the rapper is just trying to financially ruin her and sabotage her career. Okay? They trying to sabotage Tasha K's career. Tasha K. Did Cardi B have a career when Tasha K was going at her? It's been so long I don't even remember. Let's get into it. In new docs obtained by TMZ, the blogger alleges Cardi B tried to bully her financially and interfere with her bankruptcy case she filed back in 2023 after Cardi scored a huge judgment against her. She says she thinks it's pretty clear that the rapper wants to sabotage her career by trying to condition any settlement of the debt with a broad restriction on her ability to talk freely on her blogs and other social media. Get into this. Tasha says in the paperwork the case should not be thrown out, insisting she deserves a chance to present her own plan to the bankruptcy court to see if it can be confirmed. She says, child, Tasha K said, I got a plan. Okay. This comes in response to the paperwork Cardi filed last month, asking the judge to toss Tasha K's bankruptcy case, where she questioned whether Tasha was really too broke to pay down the $3.4 million she owes Cardi after losing the defamation case in 2022. Oh, it's only 2022. Oh, seems like seems like longer than that. It's only like 3 years ago. Cardi also accused Tasha of living a life of luxury while allegedly hiding money from creditors, claiming she uncovered multiple offshore trust accounts Tasha holds. We've reached out to Cardi B for comments so far, no word back. Do y'all think that she's going to get her money? Is Cardi B going to get her money? I don't know. What do y'all think? Hey, category lover, how are you? Hey, Queen Tulsa, I noticed you becoming stressed last night. What happened? Um, I want to focus on this right now. We're on hot topics. We can visit with that later. Um, Respectfully, I thought that drama was settled, but I guess Cardi's pockets are deep, deep, deep. Allegedly, listen here. Some people, I heard them when they were like trying to get their commentary. They were like, "Well, Cardi needs the money." I don't think that Cardi needs the money because, for one, she gets like residuals from her Bodak Black album that did really well, but you know and then her collabs, I think that like she's getting some residuals from the collabs that she's doing because she's done like more collabs than Nicki has sang on her records, right? We get a little singing here and there from Miss Nicki Minaj, but Cardi B, honey, she's yeah, she's doing the most. Hmm. And I think our fans are really waiting for some music, like an album that's just hers, like what she's just on. I really just hope that she would just focus. But her and Offset are just going through their motions right now. You all please make sure you get your mugs. Please shop and get your mugs when you are watching. Sip that tea. Queen City 2025. Mm-hmm. Mm. All right. So I think that was all of our topics. I can drop our link in case anybody wants to come up and sound off. Yes, in case anybody wants to come up and sound off on any of the topics, we'll give you a moment to do so. Let me go ahead and drop this link. Feel free to hit the link and we can discuss some of the topics. Did you all enjoy the hot topics today, the celebrity news and hot topics? Listen here, we're also going to come back live here later to discuss Allison Holker's shocking drug confession. Um, that's Twitch's ex-wife. She's out here. She's on a press tour giving interviews, and she's speaking on her husband, her late husband, and allegedly sharing his diary with the world. Hmm. Absolutely. All right. So listen here. If you've enjoyed the broadcast this evening, I definitely appreciate you for coming by. Listen here. Until next time, so long.